got this badass Jeep up in the shop today. Got that dreaded 3.6 tick tick tick, you know. Got some dang parts over here. We got 24 lifters, 24 rocker arms, valve cover gaskets, intake gaskets, oil filter, spark plugs, and let's see what that came out to. That came to a total of $602.26, but we're gonna mark that up 25% and I'm gonna get my cut. So let's see what we got going over here. The boom boom chicken wing. Alright, let's see what the hell's key. Momentarily, got some stepping stones here. So I'm gonna start by removing this air box and this tube and start disconnecting all these wires and hoses and getting the intake out of the way. But first I think I'm gonna drain the oil out of it and see if it's full of metal. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Alrighty. Oh man, what is in here? What could it be? Don't spill oil on the floor, 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 don't spill oil on the floor. Oh my god. Oh, it looks a little green-ish something. Alright, let's let that drain out and we shall return at a later frequency. I'm gonna pour this into a jug and see what the bottom of it looks like. Oh yeah, we got no oil in the vehicle, so no oil. No oil. Why is it not sticky? I usually put it over the keyhole. Why are you not sticky? Sticky, no, not sticky! Piece of crap. Okay, good enough. Well, I found something quite interesting here. This breather is pumping oil back into this engine. Into the intake tube. See there? Out of this tube. It goes to the back somewhere. And it's coated this filter. Oil in the box. It's interesting. That's garbage. I'm going to pull this out just to give us space to work with up here. Make a pile of plastic in the floor. Next I need to disconnect the negative battery terminal, so let's do that. Alright, air box out, battery out. Do the battery over here, let it trickle charge so it'll be nice and charged up when this job is done. And I believe I'm going to pull this whole battery tray out. That's going to free up all kind of space right here along this valve cover and will make this job so much easier. So it looks like we got a big plug right here. Not really sure how this. Alright, so this has got to come off the firewall. You see this thing's already broke. There's freaking fire ants down here. What in the heck? I didn't know I was working on a freaking ant truck. Can you see those ants down there? This thing is covered in ants. Where are they going? What do they want? Why are you here? Alright, we're going to pull this whole tray thing out of here. You see it's already broke, busted all the way across right there and right there. It's missing these bolts and it looks like a piece was cut out of it right there. So I might get a hold of him, see if he wants to replace his battery tray while it's out. And the reasoning all that shit is broke is because ta-da, salvage title. Man, I can't do nothing with this white truck. What the heck am I doing? What the freaking fuck? Freaking fingerprints everywhere. Alright, we got that battery tray out of the way. Got it over there. Push these wires and stuff back. Gotta get rid of this, whatever you want to call it, heater core piping. So disconnect that down there. You see down there. Okay, watch this. Pop. Alright, we'll let that shit leak in the floor. It's not really in the floor, but it's some of it's in the floor. Some of it's in the floor. Alright, gotta get this one, get that out of the way, and then have to get this little plastic cover. I already took the bolts off of it. It's got 2 there and 2 there, and then that'll probably stay. Go ahead and start working. So then we can go ahead and start pulling the valve cover off and see what kind of damage we got in there. Oh my god, what a freaking mess! What the heck? Alright, we got the dang valve cover off, which is a pain in the butt because of this stupid PCV valve and the firewall is so close on these Jeeps. Freaking pain in the rear. So I believe the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these spark plugs, pull the intake, pull the other valve cover. I haven't found any lifters that look that bad yet, so I'm thinking it's a lifter. It sounded like a lifter. I used my mechanic's stethoscope thingamajig. I don't even know what I did with it, but when I was listening around, like if it's a rocker, you can listen and it'll sound like it's in the valve cover. But with the lifter's actually down inside the cylinder head a little ways. So when you listen with the stethoscope and you're listening around, it don't seem that loud under the valve cover. But if you stick it right down through here and listen like down here in this valley, that's kind of where it sounded like the tick was coming from. So that's, in my opinion, it sounded like a lifter was failing and not a rocker arm. So from what I've seen, most of the time the lifter fails first and that's what kills the rocker arm. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the intake manifold, pull the other valve cover, and then I'm probably going to do that side first because I'm more comfortable with doing that side, and then after I get that side done, it'll give me like the little confidence boost I need to finish this side. So let's knock that out real quick. Alright, I have not touched this spark plug yet. Let's see if it's loose as the other two. Look at that. Didn't have 2 fingers. All 3 of them flush out. Should do this job. Yeah, right over there. Easy squeezy. Let's see what this thing looks like when we pull it out of here. It's been in there for a little while. Probably the original spark plug. Champion. Some little cheap champions too. Next. There's some crispier. A little crispier. Looks like there was some water down in there at some point, some moisture. See how corroded the metal is on this thing. It's the same scenario inside this metal tube. It's a little crusty, a little rusty. Crusty rust. Oh man, I got it dirty. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Alright, the valve cover's off. It's just like 6-8mm bolts. Go down to the top. Pretty straightforward. I'm gonna cover this up with some tape or stuff that's full of rags or whatever you got. Just cover these holes so nothing can fall in there. Coil pack's disconnected. I'm gonna pull those out, pull the spark plugs, pull this valve cover. They recommend you take these stupid actuators off here to pull the valve cover. but I've done it without doing so. It's your choice. I'm gonna pull this stupid bracket off here because it's in my way, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Alright, as you can see, we got our intake off and covered, and valve covers are off. Everything's opened up. We got plenty of room to work in here now. We can see what's going on. As you can see, I got these cams marked out. I got my locking block inserted into the cams. I got this marked up here. As you can see, this line, you got some dots back there as well. So it goes dot to dot and line to line. So that line to this line, that dot to that dot, that dot to that dot, this line to this line. And if you look up here this way, there's two arrows. See if I can get some light on this situation here. So there's an arrow there, an arrow there. I marked them so you can see them with some silver paint. Got those facing each other. And then this one, the arrows actually face away from each other, and you line up these other two lines. And I'll mark the rest of this stuff out when I get to this side. So that's in there, and the next step is going to be go ahead and break both of these loose while it's locked out, and then I can work on releasing the tensioner, driving that wedge down in here. So that big plastic wedge will drive right down in here this way, right in there, and that'll hold this tensioner. After I release that locking mechanism in a tensioner, this guide will move back while I drive that down in there, and it'll hold it to where we have some slack in the chain. And then we can, one at a time here, so one cam at a time, we'll slide this phaser, slide this phaser off the cam, unbolt the cam, pull the cam out, replace all our lifters and our rocker arms, put the cam back, move to the other side, do the same thing, and then so on and so forth. The reason I got this crescent wrench on here is so I can get this block inserted to where I can get those teeth lined up just right to where that thing will slide in. So I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. And you can get this kit on Amazon for like 20 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description, along with links for various parts and stuff I've used here. One more thing, you really want to soak your lifters and your rocker arms before you put them in there and make sure there's no air bubbles. And this one, two more over there. So I'm just going to hit it with this little stubby impact, see what happens. Is it on reverse? Reverse, yep. Alrighty then. Alright, so after you get your tensioner released with your little doodad here, so you gotta take your little doodad and stick it down in there. There's a little hole way down in there that you can't see. If you look down in there with a flashlight, you can see it, but you catch that little hole and then you just pull straight up on that with this inside that hole, and then you push this down all the way down, and it moves that tensioner back, or the guide back. So then that gives you slack right here in your chain, right there. You might have to take a crescent wrench and move the cam a little bit this way to get that slack. But once you get that slack, you take this big bolt out right here, it's 36 millimeter oil control valve slash cam retaining bolt, and you take that bolt out and slide this forward just enough to slip off the end of the cam. Then you turn your cam about 30 degrees backwards to get all the valve spring tension off of it. You'll feel it click. And then you can pull all your rocker arms off. They're right here. So you just grab those, pull them off. This is a brand new one. So there's one brand new one. I got all the new ones in on the intake cam. And then you can grab this with some pliers or with your fingers, your lifters, and you just pull that out. Pull them all out, clean it out with some brake clean, put some oil back down in there. Oil your lifters, oil your rockers, oil everything as you're putting it all back together. And you look at your rocker arm, you got a round little bucket and you got a flat side. Well, the round bucket goes on that round lifter. Flat side goes on the end of your valve. Just like that. Now, set our cam back on there. Bolt the cam down to spec, whatever the spec is. Then we can rotate it back to line our marks up. Move our cam phaser. Slide it back onto the cam. Tighten our bolt up. Move to the next cam. Alright, check it out. We got this whole side all the way back together. Got all our new rockers and our new lifters in there. Man, don't that look good? Ain't nothing like new parts. Went ahead and took some Scotch-Brite and cleaned up the finish on these cams. Look how nice and shiny those lobes are, bro. Look how slick that is. Like a brand new penny. Alright, so all this is lined back up. You see my dots to dots, dots to dots, lines to lines. All that's back together. Oh, I forgot something. I gotta tighten that up. I gotta torque this one. And then we can move on to this side and do it all over again. Shit. Oh shit. Forgot to dang video half of this shit. What the heck? Alright, I'll show y'all something real quick. It's this one. No, it's the skinny one. So this is a 2013 Jeep. The skinny one is what you use. And this is two separate timing chains inside that cover. And there's another hydraulic tensioner down here somewhere, but you don't have to mess with that. It don't have the lock and release thing like this one does, which is kind of weird. You would think this side would be similar to that side, but so this one, it slides down in here like this. There's a 13mm bolt back here. Oh, this is the wrong one too. The skinny one with the groove on it. And there's a bolt that slides down in that groove. And it comes in here at this crazy angle like this over here. And slides down in there like that. Where it slips over this bolt. Hang on, I'll show you where it goes. So that 13mm bolt right there slides, this T-handle slides over that, and it goes in here at this funny angle, all goofy like this, way over here, and slides down in there. Another thing to note is, trying to get y'all some light, but this guide is on a slide pin. It slides back and forth on that slide pin this way. So when you push that wedge down in there, it's going to try to push this out. So I'll show you what I did. Use this pry bar right here. It's about yay big. And I just stuck it right down in there like that. And I just left it there to where that guide could not push out when I push this down. I mean, I ain't got it jammed in there or nothing. It's just barely sitting in there. And you push this down, pushes that guide back, and repeat the same procedure as what you used over on that side. To get our gaskets fingered out over here, new tube seals, new PCV valve, new valve cover gaskets. Oh, that's garbage. What else we got over here? I think that's it. Oh, we got an oil filter. I got cases of oil over there on a shelf. So I'm gonna call this job done. Thanks for watching. But the internet said, well, boy, I ain't the dang internet. So you got a Pentastar, right? Well, it's not always the rocker arms goes bad. Don't listen to everybody else. Listen to me, cause I know what I'm talking about. Everybody says, oh, just none of the rocker arms were bad. All 24 rocker arms were in usable condition, good use condition. So don't listen to the internet, listen to me, because this is not supposed to squish. Let me show you another one. Alright, here's a good one. This one don't squish. That's a good lifter.